The Nile River, a lifeline in the desert. For thousands of years, this mighty river has flowed through the heart of Africa. Along its banks, a great civilization would rise. But first, there were nomads. These wanderers roamed the land, searching for food and water. Life was hard, a constant struggle for survival. Then something changed. The nomadic tribes discovered the Nile's secret. Each year, the river would flood, leaving behind fertile soil. This rich earth was perfect for growing crops. People no longer needed to wander. They could settle down and farm. With a reliable source of food, these settlements grew larger. This was the beginning of ancient Egypt. Imagine Egypt not as one united land, but as two. In the north, Lower Egypt, where the Nile flowed into the Mediterranean Sea. In the south, Upper Egypt, stretching towards the heart of Africa. For centuries, these two kingdoms existed separately. They had their own rulers, their own customs, their own identities. Then, around 3100 BC, a powerful king emerged in Upper Egypt. His name was Narmer. Ambitious and ruthless, Narmer sought to unite the two lands under his rule. He led his armies north, conquering Lower Egypt and bringing it under his control. Narmer, the first pharaoh of a united Egypt, established a dynasty that would last for centuries. The pharaoh was more than just a king. He was considered a living god, the embodiment of Horus, the falcon god. With a single ruler and a shared identity, ancient Egypt was poised for greatness. The Old Kingdom, a time of immense power and prosperity. It was during this era, from around 2686 to 2181 BC, that ancient Egypt truly flourished. The pharaohs, wielding absolute power, commanded vast resources and manpower. They embarked on ambitious building projects, constructing magnificent tombs and temples that still inspire awe today. The most iconic symbols of the Old Kingdom are undoubtedly the pyramids. These colossal structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs, were feats of engineering and architectural genius. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for the pharaoh Khufu, is perhaps the most famous example. It stood as the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. The Egyptians developed a system of writing known as hieroglyphics, which allowed them to record their history, beliefs, and daily lives. They made significant advances in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The Old Kingdom left behind a legacy of enduring monuments and intellectual treasures. Imagine the hustle and bustle of ancient Egypt. Life revolved around the Nile River, the lifeblood of the civilization. The annual floods brought fertile silt, ensuring bountiful harvests. Farmers, the backbone of Egyptian society, cultivated crops like barley, wheat, and flax. They used ingenious irrigation techniques to water their fields. The Nile was also a vital transportation route. Boats laden with goods and people sailed up and down the river, connecting different parts of the kingdom. Bustling cities and towns sprung up along its banks, centers of trade and commerce. For the ordinary Egyptian, life was a mixture of hard work and simple pleasures. Families lived in mud brick houses, often with a small courtyard. They ate bread, beer, and vegetables, supplemented by fish from the Nile. Children played games, while adults enjoyed music, dance, and storytelling. The Nile's bounty ensured a good quality of life for many. After the glory of the Old Kingdom came a period of instability and decline, but like a phoenix rising from the ashes, ancient Egypt experienced a resurgence of power during the Middle Kingdom, which lasted from around 2055 to 1650 BC. This era saw a renewed focus on expansion and military might. Pharaohs like Mentuhotep II and Senusret III reunited the two lands and extended Egypt's borders. They launched successful military campaigns into Nubia, to the south, and into the Levant, to the northeast. These conquests brought wealth and resources back to Egypt, further bolstering its power. The Middle Kingdom also witnessed a flowering of art, literature, and architecture. This period of expansion and prosperity solidified Egypt's position as a major power in the ancient world. Religion permeated every aspect of life in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians were polytheistic, worshipping a pantheon of gods and goddesses who controlled the forces of nature and human destiny. They believed that these deities influenced everything from the Nile's floods to their own health and fortune. Central to Egyptian religion was the belief in the afterlife. Death was not seen as an end, but as a transition to another realm. This belief fueled their elaborate burial rituals and the construction of monumental tombs. The Egyptians developed intricate funerary practices to ensure the deceased's safe passage into the afterlife. They mummified their dead, preserving their bodies for eternity. They filled their tombs with provisions, furniture, and other necessities for the afterlife. Religion provided a framework for understanding the world and aspiring to something beyond mortality. The New Kingdom, spanning from around 1550 to 1070 BC, marked the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian civilization. This era witnessed an explosion of artistic creativity, military expansion, and economic prosperity. Powerful pharaohs like Thutmose I, Thutmose III, and Ramesses II led Egypt to unprecedented heights. Thutmose I expelled the Hyksos, foreign rulers who had controlled parts of Egypt, and inaugurated a period of renewed expansion. Thutmose III, a skilled military strategist, extended Egypt's empire to its greatest extent, conquering lands in Nubia, the Levant, and Syria. Ramesses II, known as Ramesses the Great, ruled for 66 years, a reign marked by monumental building projects and military campaigns. The New Kingdom saw the construction of some of Egypt's most impressive temples, including Karnak, Luxor, and Abu Simbel. However, even the mightiest of empires eventually crumble. By the end of the 11th century BC, the New Kingdom had collapsed, marking the beginning of ancient Egypt's slow decline. Ancient Egypt may have faded from its former glory, but its legacy continues to resonate through the ages. The civilization's achievements in art, architecture, engineering, and mathematics left an indelible mark on human history. The pyramids of Giza remain enduring symbols of human ingenuity and ambition. The intricate hieroglyphics deciphered by scholars in the 19th century provide invaluable insights into Egyptian life, beliefs, and history. The Egyptians' contributions to mathematics, astronomy, and medicine influenced later civilizations. Today, ancient Egypt continues to fascinate and inspire. The story of ancient Egypt is a testament to human resilience, creativity, and the enduring power of civilization.